Warning. This podcast contains spoilers.
Third World Cinema Club.
So welcome to a special collaboration between Third World Cinema Club podcast and Pervision. Yan. So
Hey.
Pervision, Third World Cinema Club. What is this? A
What is
crossover
this?
episode?
MCU who? Rick and Morty who?
Di na sa reference ko. Bojack. What is this? A crossover episode?
crossover. I'm John Tawasel from Present Confusion.
I'm Tristan of many things. Of Rappler and more stuff.
And joining us is one of the hosts of Pervision and former Film Police Reviews staff person.
Founder.
Founder. Armando de la Cruz.
Hello, I'm Arman from UnrealPH.com. John, thank you for having me.
Yan. So this is we're gonna be recording 2 episodes. This first episode is gonna be posted on the Third World Cinema Club page, and the second half of the episode is gonna be posted sa Pervision. So ayan. So what are we talking about today? It's actually one of the films that
Stars 120. Diba? Hindi ba? Hindi ba to Stars 120?
Stars 120.
Hindi, alam mo John.
Oh my God. Pero actually, nagbe-binge ako ngayon ng Viva Max if you notice.
Close enough.
Hindi ba to tag dito, Rabid by Direk Eric?
Malapit na, no? Ay, gusto ko mag-invite for Rabbit. Pero
G lang, G.
direct, kung since nag-guest naman tayo, si Direct. Sa susunod na episode.
Have you seen Rabid ba? Ako I haven't seen it yet.
Ako hindi.
Ako haven't. It's an anthology film though.
Yeah.
Oo. 4 stories.
But I digress. Let's
Sige.
go back to the topic. So
And
the film
Stars 120.
the film that we're talking about, aside from Stars 120, is Denis Villeneuve's interpretation of Dune, highly anticipated film, previously adapted into a movie by David Lynch in 1984, and also a miniseries on the Sci-Fi Channel. Na malamang a lot of us have either napanood niyo sa Sci-Fi Channel or sa Hallmark or whatever, or
Seen in the periphery. Parang feeling ko ang dami nakapanood not knowing that is Dune. Kasi parang
Yeah.
feeling ko ng early days of Philippine cable. Saan ba siya lumalabas? Si Jack? Hindi,
Jack
ano ba yun?
AXN?
Solar? What was...
ganun eh. Solar
Oh,
yata
ganun.
Jack
eh.
TV?
What was the old name of Jack before siya naging Jack? Forgot eh. Before siya nag-rebrand sa comedy channel, it was something else.
Iba.
Yung mga ganun, oo.
Hindi
Yung
yan.
mga ganun, AXN.
Mga ganun. And I think it starred James McAvoy too, di ba?
That was, Children of Dune na yun.
Children of
Tama ba? Pero the first one was not James McAvoy.
I'm not sure either kasi I only remember little glimpses of yung miniseries na yun. Parang may ako nun eh. May DVD ako na binili sa Astrovision, RIP Astrovision. Pero yun.
It was Solar USA. There we go. I think it
Solar.
played on Solar USA if I'm not mistaken.
Yun. So, to people who are not familiar with Dune, it's about Dune is a sci-fi epic. It's all based on a 1965 novel by Frank Herbert, which deals with the trials and tribulations of the Paul Atreides as he comes to terms with his burgeoning powers. Basically, he's like space Jesus, and
He's like space Daniel Padilla kasi nasa kanya na
Nasa kanya
ang
na
lahat.
lahat. Oh my God, so true.
Siya si Kwisatz Haderach. Siya,
si Daniel Padilla si Kwisatz Haderach, no?
diba? He's Muad'Dib. He's all.
He's under it's a parang classic hero's journey story. But
Yeah, the lone hero.
Very special, especially near the end. It parang slightly subverts it. And of course, in subsequent books, Herbert actually deconstructs this notion. But I'm going too far with it because Villeneuve has only adapted like barely half of the book.
Mm.
1/3, one
Parang,
half of the
yeah,
film
just a
of the
little
first book.
over.
Of the
Kasi,
first book, yeah.
Yeah, the book is divided into 3/3.
3 parts.
Yeah, so this adaptation ends around a little bit like
One half
30,
of book 2, diba? Tama ba?
yeah, around 30-40 pages after the start of book 2
Yeah.
of part 2, I should say.
Ano bang tamang terminology? Kasi within the book, the nomenclature is it's a book with 3 books inside,
Yeah,
diba? Parang
a book with
book
3
1, the
books.
book of ganyan. Book 2, the book of ganyan. So, acts ba? Is it proper to call it acts? It has 3 acts? Hindi.
I guess.
I don't know. 3 segments
Yeah.
basta.
3 segments.
Just to be clear.
So, yun. So it's not a complete adaptation yet. There was some uncertainty as to whether it would be continued by Warner Brothers handed list, right? Is it Warner Brothers or?
Yeah, Warner Brothers. Warner and Legendary.
Yeah, Warner and Legendary Pictures. And all of us, they all said that, you know, if the film did well, then they would probably do the sequel. And of course, the film did relatively well in a pandemic environment.
Even pandemic times.
Yeah. So yeah, they did the part 2. It's kind of an ambitious like thing to do na tipong you're technically making half a movie na hindi mo alam kung matutuloy talaga yung susunod doon. Kasi if you made half a movie and Villeneuve didn't get the green light, we're stuck with like an incomplete film, in my opinion.
But do you think feeling ko it was never a discussion of one film lang talaga siya? I don't know. This might be
Kasi it's Denis
parang feeling ko, and I remember, if you remember guys, di ba, parang since we've been following film news for some time, like Dune was a long it's long been a passion project of Denis. Tapos parang after Arrival, he was asked what does he want to tackle. Sabi niya Dune, and then he was given Blade Runner, and then parang he agreed to do Dune if he could split it into 2 parts. So I get na okay, part 1 lang, pero I think it was never up for grabs na ay baka hindi magka-Dune part 2. Parang feeling ko it was
parang it was
hindi lang
just
in-announce,
to drum up siguro attendance.
And haven't they announced a parang prequel series?
Yes.
Yeah, the Sisterhood.
Yeah.
About the Bene Gesserit.
Yeah. So
Chano?
no?
Grabe no. So next sa October 2023 lalabas na yung Dito at Dune.
Yan si Chani, si Janine Gutierrez.
Directed by JP
Habak.
JP Habak's Dune. Astig yan.
I wonder if Denis directed Zendaya, like, just act like you're in Vogue Italia. Just do the smiles. But that's basically all she did.
Well, in fairness, yung visions ni Paul Atreides parang perfume commercial, di ba?
Actually, parang kulang na lang may parang nag-whisper ng
Resorts World Manila.
Yeah. But anyway, sige, ikaw muna Tristan, what do you think of Dune Part 1?
It's hard for me kasi like I always have, when people ask me how ano yung thoughts ko about it, parang when people ask me what are my thoughts, I always have to caveat na I am seeing it as a fan, so I cannot extricate myself from being a big fan of the book. Kasi it's like if I would rank what are my favorite books, I would add it to it would be on the top of my list, and not just because of Dune Part 1, the first book, but really the series, like also Messiah. Kasi parang feeling ko nga book 1, Dune 1 is a traditional hero's journey na may bend sa dulo, and then it's really the deconstruction happens sa Dune Messiah. So when people say that Dune is about deconstructing charismatic heroes, it's not that evident from the first book agad. So sorry
Yeah.
for digressing, but I just had to contextualize. So anyway, when people ask me, did I like the movie? Like, I always have to contextualize that kasi I don't know how to view it from the lens of like a first-time viewer na. So, syempre, when I was reading the book, can I do some mild spoilers? When I was reading the book, what I liked about it the most is grabe yung second guessing, grabe yung internalization. Like the characters are always in conflict with themselves. Like si Paul Atreides is like, okay, do I do this kasi based on my visions, if I do this it might lead to that, 'di ba? So parang nado second guessing. And then one of my favorite scenes in the book is the dinner scene na they're basically trying to find out who's the spy amongst the Atreides family. So like every little movement of anyone at the dinner party gets microanalyzed. Parang okay, he said this, so does this mean that? Parang ganan. So parang it's like yung double think of the characters are put into words sa book. And then you have Dr. Yue's character. Si Dr. Yue was, sobrang dami kong contextualization. Si Dr. Yue found his arc so compelling na it was a clash between fealty to a family that he loved and his hunger, his thirst for revenge against the Baron. So these were the things na very internal, very character-driven, parang man against himself. And then I was thinking, nung they said si Denis Villeneuve will be adapting Dune, I was thinking, okay, how would he do this? I want to see his attack. So ganun yung mindset ko. How would Denis tackle this work? To my surprise, ang naging solution ni Denis ay, how do I tackle this? Tatanggalin ko na lang sila completely. So gets parang I could not view Dune for the film for what it is lang kasi I had this in my mind. So siguro I have to watch it again knowing what it is, the same way I watched Aquaman and parang I realized okay, Aquaman is a big dumb stupid film of basically an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie for me to enjoy it, or like how Suicide Squad, I enjoyed it from the start pero I appreciated it more upon second watching. And then I feel like given Denis' attack was remove all the internalization and tell basically a spark notes of the film, I think it needs the theatrical experience, like the immersiveness of the world that he crafted for me to enjoy it. So ayun, kaya sorry, TLDR, sa dami-dami sinabi ko, I did not enjoy it as much as I hoped I would, because it removed the most compelling parts in my book. Not in my book per se, but in my personal opinion, the parts that I cherished in the book were excised completely from the film.
Ikaw naman, Armando, how about you?
Ako, I think medyo similar. I mean, hindi ako well-read sa series. In fact, I've only read a portion of the book. Tristan knows my
like the film. Like the film.
Like the film. So parang okay. So okay lang pala na hindi ko natapos. But what I'm hearing online is sobrang crucial ng end and the subsequent books in the series, which I wish I had that context, because I came in Dune basically not knowing of Herbert's you call this, I would say, active critique of the lone hero story, diba? So I've only
sorry, go.
Yeah. So I've only learned of like Messiah and Children of Dune after watching the film. Yeah, Tristan, you were saying.
For me, it's not just a critique talaga of a lone hero's journey. It's really a critique of following charismatic leaders.
Yeah.
Na parang it's not about parang if you are to hinge your bets on this charismatic leader, inherently the structure itself will lead to shambles kasi you don't see the intricacies and like the interconnectedness of that's needed to keep a a machinery going, a structure
Yeah.
going. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Because that's at the forefront of a lot of stories, diba? In like novels that we read. And definitely it's connected to that. So I didn't really appreciated that part in the film because sabi nga ni Tristan nawala yung introspection and rumination ng mga characters, which I also found really interesting when I was quote unquote trying to read it. Kasi nahirapan ako sa names and the places and everything.
Kwisat
But yeah.
Hadarak.
Oh my God, it's so hard to remember it, much less pronounce
Dude,
it.
may glossary nga yung libro eh.
I
Kahit
mean,
naman mahirap
yes.
talaga siya sa likod, di ba?
but it's
Mahirap talaga siya i-adapt.
yeah, true. So I wish ayun, that's my main thing. I wish I had that context because I feel like yun nga, critique siya of like pwede mo bang sabihin critique siya of like eugenics and colonization? Because I feel like it's pretty obvious naman, di ba? Parang
Colonization, yes. Eugenics, I'm not entirely sure.
Parang
Ayun.
sidebar yung eugenics.
Yeah, may
Kasi-
program ang Bene Gesserit,
Oo.
pero
Yeah.
it's not parang central to that.
yeah, yun. So parang I wish I had that. Because
You had
like
eugenics.
no, not
Breed
that.
ka rin ng ano. Breed
I
ka rin
mean,
ng parents ko. Like.
Yeah, I wish I had that context because I feel like it parang with the film as it is and yun nga provided with the fact na hindi natin siya mapanood in its proper setting, which is it's obviously IMAX. Hello, Hans Zimmer score, cinematography, come on. I feel like hindi mo siya ma-appreciate fully and parang in the same way na hindi mo na you might misunderstand it for what it is. Like for example, like ako for a long time I misunderstood Great Gatsby as like a non na hindi siya critique of like the elite. Sorry kung may matrigger sa audience ha.
May nakikinig ba?
May nakikinig at may silent listener. May silent follower yata ng podcast na to. And yun, mga mayayaman. I feel like it might be misunderstood. Pero ayun nga, magkakaroon naman ng sequel eh. So I feel like we're also ang movie going and ang viewership culture naman nowadays ay nandun na enough where they watch the whole thing or read the entire series.
Actually, sidebar ako dyan. Yung take economy natin right now, na parang ang daming from the
Oh my
West
God.
sharing critical takes on it na parang, ano daw, it's a, tawag dito, it enables this colonialist narrative, this imperialist narrative, how it's about a white savior na parang, guys, didn't you bother researching the canon? What's it about? Share ko lang yun.
Ayun, that's me. Ikaw, John.
Yun, no? Yeah, I for just for context din, I'm one of the few people who liked the Lynch 1984 film. Kasi siguro formative film siya sa childhood ko. Talaga sa childhood ko siya pinanood. No?
At in fairness, he tried. Ako, I have to give props na he tried to
I haven't watched
adapt
it,
the
though.
shit
This
Actually,
out of it.
the one of the yung ano ni Tristan about the internalization of the characters. Lynch tried to do it with voiceovers. Although it's not entirely successful, I mean, yung mga pabulong-bulong, di ba? Pero yeah, he tried and I appreciate that from the Lynch adaptation. Although ang dami
or
din-
Alan Smithy. Alan Smithy ang ginawa niya pangalan kasi nahihiya siya.
Yun nga eh. And if you guys want to, the film is also a victim of yung the 84 film anyway. It was a bit of a victim of executive meddling, no. These guys wanted the next Star Wars, but
Release the Ayer cut.
di ba? someone made a fan cut of the movie on YouTube. I think it's called Dune Redux edition, something like that. And they put in a lot of the scenes, moved it around a bit to make it better understandable. I mean, it's still not the best movie out there, but it's a bit more palatable, especially if you've read the book before. As for this Villeneuve adaptation, ako kasi I feel I can't fully assess it yet because it's not a complete. It doesn't feel like a complete movie to me. Although it does end on a thematic level. Kasi Paul's fight against Jeeves, which was the last thing that happened in this film, it was sort of a symbolic battle for the future because in the context of the book, it's like a pivotal point where Paul can can still change his destiny. And I think that's why in this film there are a lot of yung mga visions niya na iba, it shows him actually working with alive Javis, friends sila.
Friends with James.
So he's scrolling through all of these alternate eventualities. And
John, contextualize mo na bakit siya may visions and shit. I think natin na
because he used the Kwisatz Haderach, no? He has this. He has the ancestral memory of all of both the male and the female ancestors of his lineage, and he can also see paths into the future.
Full time and space daw. He can full
time and space
in his mind.
Sight. That's why he can see future events that may or may not happen depending on what he will do. And by defeating Jeeves in the end of this adaptation, he's locking himself into a particular
future.
Yeah. A path that he does not necessarily want because although initially, diba, these future visions, they have been used as tropes then in the past by other films na to show that the future will be bright. But near the end, is yung scene na nandun si Paul tsaka si Jessica sa tent, the visions take a dark turn, showing the extent of the future atrocities that will be enacted. The jihad that will be enacted in Paul's name.
His name.
Which will be, it will be something that will be discussed in the subsequent two books, Dune Messiah and Children of Dune. Also, especially in Dune Messiah and Children of Dune, Paul will start to deal with those two books dealt with the idea na what if you can see exactly the future? I mean, what if you can see the future but you can't change it? What can you do to guide yourself into something that's at least the right path? So, it's starting to go that way. But of course, that's from someone who's already read the entire series. For a new viewer na has only read one book or has not read the books at all. Ayun.
You read half a book.
Medyo limited yung perspective, and I understand if medyo confusing kasi I think this is more of an art house approach to Dune. What Villeneuve did was remove all of the extraneous elements that, while interesting, I mean, I love those elements in Herbert's book, but still he tried to distill it down to yung nararamdaman ni Paul. He even framed the film in Paul's perspective. Kasi a lot of the scenes in the book, they were also, we see yung scheme ng Emperor, no? We see yung machinations of more of the machinations ng Harkonnens that was going on while nagsasand-sand sila Paul sa Arrakis.
And Dr. Yue, let's not forget my favorite.
Character. So, to the detriment of the other characters and the removal of others, si Feyd-Rautha is not in this film it's not in this film at all. He's supposed to be there. Ito yung role ni Sting sa 84 June, di ba?
the dark mirror
The
of
dark.
ano.
Si Ed Sheeran daw. Charot.
Paul.
Si Ed Sheeran daw.
May si Chris Pratt.
Si Chris Pratt.
Voice by
Hey,
voice by Chris Pratt lang.
I'm Fade Hartone. Voice
Dance
by
off.
Chris. Let's dance off.
What do you mean?
Ganun eh. Pero, yun nga. Yeah. I like na parang I will reserve my full judgment until I see part 2. But as of now, I really like what I saw. Visually, it gives you a sense of scale, especially if you see this in the cinema, I believe. Pero I haven't seen this in the cinema. Parang it gives you a sense of scale na sobrang laki nito mga things na to. They parang reflect what's happening eh. Kasi 'di ba, what's happening to Paul on Arrakis is just a very small microcosm to what's happening the rest of the galaxy. And of course, you have these frames na these very small people and these very giant monolithic structures, yung mga spaceships and whatnot. It shows na sobrang liit ng place ng humanity, but parang he's trying, it's on a scale na hindi mo makakomprehend. And itong contrasts of scales na to fits very well with yung themes ng at least the first part of Dune. So, ayun, kasi the most of the narrative parang gravy, kumbaga, nung storya na to is in the second half. Na all of the payoffs, all of yung reckoning ni Paul with the hero's journey, yung parang deconstruction of the hero's journey. It all happens in the second part. And hopefully the third part, if Villeneuve continues with adapting Dune Messiah, which is a very interesting book.
Ang sabi naman niya is he wants to adapt part 1, part 2 of this first book and then Dune Messiah kasi parang for him that's the end of Paul's story. And baka nga weird if he starts doing Children of Dune, baka
parang weird
parang
na
separate na yun, di ba? Yun na yung para may mga humanoid worms.
Yeah, if you
alam ko yun
if you continue reading the 6-book saga, it gets weirder and weirder. I think the weirdest of the 6-book series is God Emperor of Dune. It's very talky, it's very political.
Hindi pa ako nakahabot dun.
Parang siyang it's a long series of monologues by the God Emperor, na spoiler ko sino siya. Pero yun nga, he's talking about politics, he's talking about why yung parang yung pag-remove niya ng martial from men, kaya yung kanyang military is all women. And mga ganun, it's a very interesting read. Pero it's it's compared to the first 3 books, it's a very hard to parse. Parang it serves as an interquel between the first 3 books and the last 2 books. Unfortunately, yun nga, Frank Herbert died before he could continue the series. And book 6 ends with a gigantic cliffhanger na unfortunately hindi na resolve until tinuloy nung anak niya.
Brian Herbert, who I heard yung books niya ay not as
it's not as good. It's a different writing style, and it's like fan fiction of Dune na based on official material. Pero it's up to yun nga, very polarized yung opinions ng audience to that.
Ano ba yung last of the 6? Chapter House? Tama
Chapter
ba?
House is the last one.
Tama, yeah.
So, yun.
Dune.
Agree
Nerding
ako
out.
din na, the series deals with the dangers of believing in charismatic leaders. Actually, eto meron kasi ako nakitang tweet before. I'm sure nakita na ni Tristan kasi siya yung nag-post. Na parang may similarity si Paul kay a certain presidential candidate natin. Parang, I mean, it's a very clunky analogy. But, in terms of the propaganda ng Missionaria Protectiva, yung parang the Bene Gesserit program that seeds these stories.
Yeah. Oh my God, I see
propaganda, to build up this character as some sort of savior. It kind of makes sense.
Meron pa nga akong analogy, di ba? Pero we don't have to talk about it. Sabi ko na, grabe na yung commentary na dun, no? Na parang kasi di ba, Dune's commentary rin is like, okay, even if you're good-hearted, let's say you're a charismatic leader and you are doing things right, it's like an if-then scenario. Like,
Yeah.
one, charismatic leaders in a position of power, there will always be parang misconstrued notions, and parang you
Yes.
cannot always live up to the expectation. So that's one. Two,
Mhm.
it's that even if you do live up to the expectations and maayos ka, you're not sure that your followers will be the same. So sabi ko, ang pinaka nakakatakot ay yung mga fresh converts, mga zealots. Kasi
Yeah.
they don't really know the ideology, pero rara sila.
Yeah, may
Like,
parang
may naisip ba kayo sa sinasabi ko?
may parang yun nga may well, in the context of June, may parang yung fanaticism leads to parang
Oo.
this may parang dictatorship na nangyayari, kumbaga.
Mm-mm.
Na hindi naman, kumbaga, kung sa art may death of the author, may death of the death
Prophet,
of the,
alot, no?
of the prophet, ganon. Na tipong his original intent is lost in the fanaticism surrounding him, the cult of personality. So whether he likes what he's doing or not, parang it's irrelevant na to what his followers will do in his name. So that's a very dangerous
I mean, the comparison only works if sabi niyo charismatic, diba? Like, asan yung
Alasing
Nasaan?
charisma.
Pero we never know, kasi parang
Yeah,
the
true,
idea
true,
naman of
true.
charisma is like, it may not work on you per se, pero example, the cult leaders, parang ako, I wouldn't follow Charles Manson, pero like, many people join his family.
True naman yan. Oh my God. It is Dune.
Di
It
ba?
is Dune.
We're living in Arrakis right now, man.
Dun nga.
Dun.
Dito at doon.
Dito at dun. Pero ayun. Do you have any additional thoughts on Dune?
I mean, it's such an incomplete thing, and it's hard to form thoughts around it. It's hard to wait. Ang position, it's hard to love it. It's hard to embrace it, and it's also hard to dislike it, because number one, it's really well made, and
Yeah.
like a lot of talent is poured into it, and hindi naman siya, actually it's really watchable kahit
Yeah.
kahit incomplete yung film. I mean, hindi incomplete yung film, incomplete yung saga or yung arc ni Paul, specifically. So it's really hard to dislike it when you know that there's more Dune, kahit tinapos na nila dito. I'm just gonna make that joke.
Pero yun. Yeah, I
Siya-
agree. Tristan,
Interested ako kasi like, di ba sabi ni Denny, he also wants to like, sa part 2, it won't be Paul's perspective, it will be Channy's.
Oh, that will be
Di ba?
interesting.
So, let's see, di ba?
May question ako. Pwede bang
Yeah.
mag-spoil dito?
I
Oo.
guess, sure.
Should I trust si Never Enough Girl? Anong name niya?
Si,
Lady
si
something.
Jessica.
Ayun.
But,
Is she a good character?
parang dito, she is more, I mean, kasi sa book, meron yung yung parang internalization doon is like her Bene Gesserit training rin. Kaya nga, di ba, I said, in-excise yung espionage part kasi parang she was a candidate na nag-traitor kay Lito kasi nga, given that she's part of the cult of space nuns, space nun witches.
She's a suspect.
Oo, she's a
Pagan
suspect.
space.
Oo.
Pero she turns out to be very loyal.
Oo,
Actually,
yeah, that's true.
Okay.
si Lady Jessica, she has spoiler ko ba? Isa-spoil ko ba? Wag na.
Game, yes.
Go lang.
Lady Jessica is if you watch the 84 June, Lady Jessica has red hair and the Baron also has red hair.
Red hair.
Yeah. So
Oh.
actually Jessica has Harkonnen blood. And
Diba tatay niya si
Tatay niya si Baron.
The Baron.
Oo.
Tama ba? Sorry, kalimutan na, pero I think si Baron ay dad niya.
yeah, the Baron has
Regardless, Harkonnen si
Pero,
Harkonnen blood.
Oo.
pero ngayon, kalbo si Stellan Skarsgård.
Lahat-
So,
lahat ng lahat ng
Harkonnen.
Harkonnen, pansinin nyo kalbo.
sana
si
si Fade
Batista,
hindi. Parang
Si
ayoko nang...
Fighter. Oo.
Sana hindi sana si Fade ay hindi kalbo.
Oo.
Kalbong Ed
Sorry pala
Sheeran.
sa mga theater fans, hindi pala si Rebecca Ferguson yung Never Enough Girl. That's who sang that song?
Si si Lauren Alred
Lauren
from The
Alred,
Voice. Yeah.
Yeah. Ayun. Sa akin naman, lalang, June. I mean, yeah, I enjoyed the movie naman for what it was. But again, it's not it's a movie that I will and I hope to enjoy still in the future because I'm sure I feel like I read half of a book. So that's basically what I felt at the end of the film. Yun lang.
I feel like
So,
I'll have a greater appreciation of it when the second and third films arrive.
Yes, that's I feel I trust naman in Villeneuve's ability to do
Yeah,
this.
hello. Time and time again.
Wala pa
Though
wala pa siyang mintis sa akin, to be honest.
Same.
yung real question of the book though, believable ba ang pangalan na Paul, Jessica, and Duncan Idaho? for
I mean, it's sci-fi, so hindi na kine-question.
giving the protagonist
Do they have
very,
space worms? Come on.
very hindi kayo nga sabi nila parang you're living in a world with space worms, dragonfly helicopters, but then your characters are named Paul, Jessica, and Duncan Idaho.
Oo nga pala yung character ni Jason Momoa, Duncan Idaho.
Duncan
nga pala.
Idaho. Yeah,
Para
he's
siyang
gonna-
porn star.
Para nga siyang alias
Yung parang put your middle name and the state you grew up in.
Oo.
And that's the name.
Baron Geisler Harkonnen.
Gusto ko si Lito Atienza Atreides eh.
Oh my gosh.
Tingnan mo nga yung character ni Zendaya. Zendaya pala. Sorry naman guys.
Chani.
Chane.
Tweezers pala siya.
Mhm.
Sana matuloy. Timmy.
Though parang feel ko, ito na yung parang maging equivalent nila ng Lord of the Rings. Kasi like the scale,
Mm.
Yeah.
the immersiveness, the three-parter. Parang meron siyang oo.
Parang I hope ma-continue yung momentum, and I feel if Villeneuve manages to nail the subsequent 1 or 2 parts, it would be one of the greatest siguro na science fiction things in this decade. Itong 2020.
Doon alam mo, na-realize ko pala, since you mentioned wala pang mintis si Villeneuve, ako, sakto lang ako sa 2049. Kasi parang feeling ko rin
Talaga?
na wala yung introspection ng Blade Runner.
Alam mo,
Original.
ako I love 2049.
Ako rin, I love 2049.
I loved it. Pero I guess, yeah.
Parang nawala yung questioning. I forgot, I wrote something about it, pero parang,
May uncertainty
realized-
pa rin naman with the character of Kay. Talaga nag-shift tayo into 2014. Pero anyway, may uncertainty rin naman. Hindi ba si Decker meron nung inaano ba niya na ano ba siya? Meron din naman si Kay eh. Is he the son of, di ba? Si Harrison Ford's son?
I have to review it. Though parang
replica?
inisip ko. I remember at that time, I remember the feelings but not the plot. Pero parang, it's like at the time, just in hindsight, parang feel ko rin nabawasan yung pagka-existentialist. And she's ng
more of siguro. Although nandun pa rin yung themes na yun, it also deals with stuff on a broader sense din in terms of identity siguro. Identity in the context of its existentialism. Parang, what is your identity defined by others, or what you define yourself to be, or what you do? Parang ganun yung
Yeah.
That's what I remember from
Kaya ko i-rewatch.
Pero-
Though I love Blade Runner, the original.
Yeah. Watch it again. Masaya siya.
Sige.
Ridley
Yeah.
Scott, no?
Yung original.
Yeah, really.
Oo. Ito yung
Merong-
peak Ridley Scott pa na Aliens and Blade Runner ang back-to-back niya. Alien, not Aliens. Alien and
Oo.
In Blade Runner.
Wait, di ba may
Oo.
multiple cuts tong si, ano?
Oo.
Yung director's yung Lynch cut yung panoorin niya. It's the best one. Yung gusto niya daw. Hindi yung Hollywood
Oo.
cut na riding
Yung
off into
Hollywood
the
cut may
sunset.
VO.
Oo.
May VO na ano.
Yeah. Pero anyway, I guess that we can end the discussion there, no?
Wait, ang question ko kay Tristan actually sa segue
Oh,
to the next part. Papanoorin mo ba siya in a big screen?
Oo. Actually, I wanted to watch it this week but medyo madami ng workload. Pero ang problema, wala pang IMAX dito eh. I mean, lahat ng IMAX sarado. I don't know why. Ang SM hindi nagbukas ng IMAX. My friend went to Evia,
sarado pa rin.
Dolby lang. I don't know.
Maybe it's
Why they're not opening.
expensive to operate.
Possible.
Ayun. And I guess with that thought, yun, parang cliffhanger natin into our next discussion. So, let's continue this episode over at Pervision. So, ayun.
To be continued.